Hey everybody, Mike and Vanessa here. We are testing the connection again, this time with Skype with Vanessa on hand. So this is our Edge of the Rabbit Hole test for tomorrow night to see if coming live from the studio with this configuration will work for us. So it seemed like things went pretty well last night with just me. Now we're bringing in Vanessa over Skype. So, and there's Pamela Rainey. Wow, Pamela, you are on it. You were first in last night too. So that's awesome. So yeah, those of you in chat, just let us know how it looks, how it's going. Last night, it seemed like within the first couple minutes, there were a couple little blips, but then after that, it was smooth sailing. So just let us know down there. So Vanessa, like I was saying, when you and I were talking earlier, we just talked a little bit more about tomorrow night's show, the conspiracy theories, and letting our viewers go ahead and pick which conspiracy theories that they want to talk about. I think they would really enjoy that.
I think it's a great idea because, I mean, let's face it, we, here in America, we have our own go-to conspiracy theories. But we have an entire world out there and viewers that are all over the world in different countries that their own particular governments, they have their conspiracies with, you know, conspiracy theories with them and so on and so forth. And I think it would be interesting to get a open-ended conversation about the geography of it and how being in a different area of the world gives a different viewpoint and a different facet to the conspiracy theory phenomenon. Because really it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You can take anything and turn it into conspiracy theory.
Well, you could. I mean, there's a little twist on just about everything out there. And everybody so far is saying that the connection looks good, looks and sounds great, awesome. Anita Ackerman saying, looks good, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Anita was throwing a lot of different ones out there last night. So,
awesome.
Let's see. Zippy saying it looks good. Sharon Lane, Shadowcat, the Haglin, awesome. Awesome.
God, they're already in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We go live, it dings them, and they jump right on in. So that's awesome. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of them that have been put out on the table, and I think some of them will kind of lump together because there's a lot of different conspiracy theories about different, you know, celebrity deaths and things like that. So I think we'll talk about that, celebrity deaths, and kind of, you know, mention the different ones that have come up as suggestions to talk about. So
Tupac's not dead.
I'm gonna go right to Tupac. Okay.
I sure am.
Yeah, I was stationed in Maryland at the time when all that happened. So
he's not dead.
Yeah. So Pamela Rainey is saying, I like this. Yeah. Pamela, and I have to approve this comment. Pamela Rainey is saying these conspiracy theories are fucking with my head. Nice, awesome. Nice. And there's Paranormal Pursuit. Hey, how's it going? And Peg 1122. Hello. Pamela Rainey is saying he's in Cuba. He was
an extremely intelligent individual, regardless of what people think, based on his persona, which is what it was. He was extremely intelligent, well-read, well-educated, and a very... he was very into Machiavelli and studied Machiavelli religiously. And there are a lot of similarities. There are a lot of cues that I feel like you moving ghosty.
Yeah.
A lot of cues that I feel like he took from that. I think that people just assume, hey, you know, gangster rapper shot dead. Of course he's dead. They looked at the persona and not the person.
Right. Everybody's saying better tonight, which is good. Happy to hear that. Yeah, what I'll say, and I would even say that there's a conspiracy with the Enoch Pratt Free Library in downtown Baltimore, because they seem to, every once in a while, release some just recently found from when he was a teenager or a kid, something they dig up from Tupac that pre-existed everything that he had ever done before. Some never before heard whatever that they have as part of their collection, and they just happen to come across and find. And it makes you wonder, one, could they be hanging on to it, or two, if he's still alive, is he feeding it to them?
I think it was probably, and I don't know enough about that particular area of it to speak with authority. But if I've got to go with my gut, his estate or anything left from it, if there was any, would obviously go to surviving family members. Well, the best way to make sure that continues to produce is if people are spoon-fed little tidbits, so that their interest stays valid, and stays focused on that, so that they purchase or do whatever it is that they need to do, so royalties continue to come in. So, I mean, this isn't something that he up and did himself. This was something that was very well thought out, very well planned, and there were multiple parties who were involved in it. And I believe he with these other parties, helped set up so that those situations could continue to happen, so that the money would continue to roll in, which eventually would go to those in his family, whoever was left who needed it, and eventually to himself. It's a brilliant plan.
There you go. That is a great preview for tomorrow. That is definitely the type of stuff we'll be talking about tomorrow night. So, we can talk about this specific one with Tupac tomorrow for sure. So you guys, whatever you want to talk about, again, it could be a celeb one. I know a lot of people like to talk about the different celebrity conspiracies. Of course, there's the classic, different alien conspiracies, and of course, somebody threw out chemtrails, different chemical spills. I know somebody tossed out their Helltown, which we've actually talked about Helltown at length before on this show. So Edgar Allan Poe death. So that's interesting. Anyway, conspiracy or not, very mysterious as to how he died and what his final words meant. So that's a good idea, Shadowcat. So that's another one we could talk about. So
yay!
Yeah, all these different.
Love me some Poe.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was funny. We were in when we were out with Jeff Mudgett, Tom McNicholas, Dustin, and Nick for dinner when we were at Spook Show Con. We just went to the Cracker Barrel that's there near that mall in Mattoon. And they had a Halloween display up, which we were like, awesome! Somebody actually has a Halloween display up in August. Cool. I was like looking around. There's no Christmas stuff, is there? So, but they had. It was a book of. It was an Edgar Allan Poe book. It was pretty thick, and I can't remember the exact wording on it, but it was selected works, basically, of Edgar Allan Poe. And I'm looking at it, it's like, even though that's a pretty thick book, I have from the 1930s, 1930s copy of the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe. You want to talk about thick book and small type and thin pages. It's a lot of stuff. Wow. The Haglin asks, what about Nikola Tesla? We can definitely talk about Tesla. Because his whole idea for energy was free energy for everybody. Of course, couldn't have that because people, the powers that be want to be able to make money off of that. And then when he died, the government basically raided his what do I want to call it? His legacy or whatever. Basically, all these different files, all this technology that he had created, they snagged, and so. There's pieces of it that pop up every once in a while that people call like the Tesla cache, but there's other documents and whatnot that the government has never let see the light of day because of some things that he's been working on that would actually, people speculate, would advance our technology now, and they're holding back on it.
There's something, I know this sounds very bizarre, and I don't even know why. It just popped up in my head, but I want our viewers to think about this, and maybe we can discuss it tomorrow night. I'm not even sure if you would call this a conspiracy theory, but back, it's 2018 now, so what, 150, 200 years ago, it was quite common for women to be thrown in asylums for things that, we would take for granted now. Some would possibly be considered psychic abilities and such. I wonder, and I don't know why I'm thinking it, but I wonder if that wasn't, to a certain degree, something very similar, when you're talking about a conspiracy theory, in a way to control those who would have been able to see through the dawning of this type of society today.
It's very possible.
The way that things are going. I don't know why that. I've never in my life thought that, but something is making me feel like that's quite a possibility. That, because if you go through and you look, that was one of the things that they would put in there, and a lot of women, especially around that time, were considered to be intuitive and witches and this, that, and the other, and let's get rid of them or whatever. Well, when they couldn't kill them anymore, they had to do something with them, and we are pretty damn smart and can see through a lot of bullshit. So
True
it makes
enough.
one wonder if that couldn't be something.
Could
or I could
be.
just be blowing smoke.
It could be. X Group Home Kid says in electricity, but he did not always think about the consequences. And that's true, because one of his ideas with the Tesla towers and all that was to turn the Earth into one giant electric dynamo, which may have just given us all cancer and we would have all died. We don't know. But it's possible that could have happened. However, his idea for how we wanted to tap into the Earth's energy and bring it up from the Earth, and we're actually going to talk a bit about this tomorrow night and on Inside the Upside Down when it comes to ley lines and accessing that Earth energy. that's something that he was looking to do. So in that, and how he was looking to make it a free resource for everybody, I think there was a lot of genius behind that. So.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, wanting to provide something that is necessary to a certain degree for life, electricity, being able to have lights and turn things on and run things like you need to. It does make sense that even though he might not have understood the ramifications or the repercussions of that, like you said with cancer, look at where we're at today. The one thing we absolutely have to have, no matter what, in order to live, is water.
Well, yeah.
But you're not getting it for free. Isn't that ironic? I mean, the one thing you absolutely must have to live is water.
The most abundant resource on Earth.
Yep. But you got to pay for it.
You got to pay for it. I guess they justify it, and you're paying for the service to bring the water to you. I guess that's their justification for it. But.
Yeah, but then they dump chemicals in it. Do you know here in Norman, Oklahoma, I knew someone whose family member worked at the water plant here, and actually said that our water here in Norman, Oklahoma, had more of that cancer-causing agent in it than the areas that were talked about in the movie Aaron Brockovich.
I remember you mentioning that a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, but we're paying for it. We'll pay for it.
So, see, Sharon Lane is saying the conspiracy theory that the government tracks citizens who appear to have psychic ability. Yes, Vanessa's being tracked. They want her for her.
Oh, come on.
They want her for her remote viewing. That is legit. The CIA did, and the government did have operatives and a division to test remote viewing. So that is absolutely legit.
I have actually been approached.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
About 7 years ago. 6-7 years ago. And it was weird in the way that they did it, but it was asking me certain questions, and then when I would answer, not thinking anything of it, very naive, and then they asked me if I was registered, and I'm like, what, to vote? What? Yeah. And they're like, no. not to vote? Are you registered with the government on your abilities? I'm like, okay, well, I'm a dental assistant and a waitress, so I don't know what the fuck they would want with that.
Right.
Like, no, no, ma'am. You know, and I just blew it off and acted like I didn't know what they were talking about, because up to that point I didn't, but then it started to click, and I'm like, yeah, no. Nope. Nope, nope,
right,
nope.
Right. So. I don't blame you there. I've
Yeah.
had my share of being involved with the government. I think I've had it for one lifetime. Although it'll probably come back around at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Vanessa, we've gone 15 minutes. Everybody has said that the feed has looked great. I haven't heard, nobody has said anything about buffering or getting disconnected or anything like that.
Yay.
So, I've had a consistent, I mean, it hasn't been green, but it's been consistent yellow dot here that they show as far as stream health. So I think we might be good here. I think this has been a good test.
Too.
Yeah. And I think a nice little preview of what is to come tomorrow night. So
Damn straight.
Yep. All right, everybody. So check us out tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, which I guess is also 6:30 Pacific, and you mountain people. It's 7:30. Everybody always forgets mountain. Everybody always forgets mountain.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. But I always get skipped over. Those poor people out there in Colorado and what is it? New Mexico. Maybe I forget who all is on Mountain Montana. You're part of the country too.
Yeah, we love y'all.
We love you. So so we'll be talking conspiracy theories. Go ahead and now, okay, here's something just real quick. Facebook is screwing me over on invites. So basically, like on the way it's been for me for a little while here, for like years. When I do an event on Facebook and I invite people on the laptop, on the desktop, on the PC, I get like 50 invites. Okay. Then I go over to the phone because I like to build the events on the computer. But then when I go to the phone, I get like a few hundred invites, and that's the way it's been for a long time. However, yesterday when I built the show for Edge of the Rabbit Hole for conspiracy theories, even on my phone, I only had 50, which does not cover all of our regular viewers. So I was not able to invite everybody. So, Shauna was out there inviting last night and this morning.
I will.
Yeah, Vanessa will. Any of you who have already accepted that invitation, please go ahead and invite people to the event, share it out there, and let people know that it's going to happen. Of course, I'll start sharing it, but I have no way to actually send invites anymore, except for 50. That's it. So that's
suckers.
Yep. So I sent. I yelled at them, sent them a little message. It probably will get ignored, but.
Probably. Woo! Sorry.
So yeah, there's Tom McNicholas. Yes, spread the word. So we're gonna have to get a whole. And anybody in the White Rabbit Notification Squad, definitely for sure share that out. And then anybody else, please do so. We really appreciate it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night right here, Edge of the Rabbit Hole on the Haunted Road Media YouTube channel, conspiracy theories, and then after that, Inside the Upside Down, we're gonna be talking ley lines. So it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, all of you have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.